Here in the city of Boston, police officers routinely deal with situations involving at-risk youth.
Historically, Mattapan, parts of Dorchester, the violence has been steadily decreasing, but it's still prevalent.
The most vulnerable members of our society are young people and their families. That's where Youth Connect comes in.
If you had told me 35 years ago when I was coming on the job that civilian social workers were going to work hand in hand with the Boston Police to make this job safer, I think we'd all say, you're crazy. That's law enforcement's job. But over the years, 19 years, I believe they've served over 11,000 people.
Youth Connect is a program of the Boys and Girls Clubs of Boston in partnership with the Boston Police.
We are clinical social workers who sit inside Boston police stations to work with kids and families that the police are concerned about. Roxbury, Dorchester, Mattapan, Jamaica Plain, the South End. We also are sitting inside what they call two citywide units, the Youth Violence Strike Force, which is better known as the gang unit, and the school police unit.
Our social workers sit inside of the police stations with police officers, and we're there to provide any sort of support to the officers regarding young people and families that are in crisis or that are struggling.
A lot of these kids, when they take to the streets, without Youth Connect, they run the risk of being a victim, either being shot or getting killed on the street, or ending up in jail.
Youth Connect helps families deal with the aftermath of violence.
It always troubles me when I go to a crime scene where there's a shooting, and I look around, I see the young kids, and I see the elderly there, and it always bothers me that, you know, how do they ever get this out of their mind that someone was shot dead on the street, and they're going to live with that forever.
Two men in masks came in and tased the father out of his sleep. Then they grabbed my son, put him in the bathtub, and the guy told him that if he opens the door or cuts on the light again, he's gonna kill him. My son called the police, and the police showed up and took him to the hospital.
Teresa and I have been working for, I wanna say about 2 years now. I met her at the police station for the first time. Youth Connect was able to place someone to work with Kevin, and I was able to work with Teresa. Ultimately, it's for the betterment of her and her family as a whole, which is the main goal.
Since Kevin has got a lot better managing his issues, we now focus on other things like what's going on with me and how am I dealing with taking care of Kevin.
We take a family approach here at Youth Connect, so we might have the officer refer a young person who's 17, but then we talk to the family. We think about maybe we're working with grandma, and then they have 10-year-old brothers and sisters in the house.
Youth Connect gives families the option to talk about difficult situations, especially when it comes to their children and the problems that we face in the city.
I love having Youth Connect here. Youth Connect, from my perspective, is like the Holy Grail.
I always say there's no such thing as a bad kid out there. There's kids in need of services, and that's what Youth Connect brings to the table.
From all the young people that I work with, something that I've learned is that a lot of times they're misjudged by maybe what had happened before. Working with Trajan, something that I learned is that he has all the potential in the world. And I think with the proper support, he can really get there.
How I got intertwined with Youth Connect, like I was fresh out of DYS in June, and they put it in place that I'd have a counselor, like someone I can talk to and someone I can like relate to. It's made my future seem like more clearer and like more obtainable.
This is a proven commodity. This thing's working. You know, look at the families that it's helped.
We have youth that are going down the wrong path, or families in need of services, so I'd love to see the day we get them in all our stations.
The young people we're working with are multifaceted and multi-talented.
For Boston, Youth Connect, they're truly, genuinely there only for you.
Youth Connect is a resource in the right place at the right time to help make Boston families and Boston healthy and strong.